Beyond Mars, the first human outpost on Titan in 2150. Let me ask you something. If I asked you, what is the most fascinating place in our solar system after Earth? Most people would probably say Mars. And honestly, that makes sense. Mars is closer, warmer. It's where humanity will likely build its first city beyond Earth. But if you asked me, my answer would be different. I would say Titan, not because it's the easiest place to live, but because it's the strangest place that almost feels alive. Imagine opening an airlock and stepping outside. Above you, Saturn fills the sky, not like our moon, not like a distant planet, but so enormous. Its rings stretch across the heavens like a bridge built by the universe itself. You wouldn't look up once. You'd never stop looking. Now lower your eyes. You're standing beside an ocean. Waves roll onto the shore. Everything tells you it's water, but it's not. These seas are made of liquid methane, the same gas we burn on Earth. Welcome to the most Earth-like place that isn't Earth. That's Titan's greatest mystery. It has clouds, rain, rivers, mountains, valleys, sand dunes, coastlines. Everything feels familiar until you realize almost everything is made of something else. The sky isn't blue, it's orange. The air is thick with nitrogen and methane. The rocks beneath your feet, they're frozen water. So cold they've become harder than stone. Even the rain would freeze you. Sometimes I think Titan is an alternate version of Earth, as if nature tried to build another home for life, then turn the temperature down by nearly 200 degrees. But here's what truly amazes me. Titan isn't dead. Clouds gather, storms arrive, methane rain falls, rivers carve the landscape, seas rise and fall, winds reshape enormous dunes. This frozen world is still changing, still breathing, just not the way Earth does. And beneath its frozen crust, scientists believe an even greater secret may exist. A vast ocean of liquid water, hidden beneath kilometers of ice. Imagine standing on frozen water, above liquid water, under an orange sky, beside methane seas, while Saturn watches from above. If the universe ever created a beautiful contradiction, this is it. No one has found life on Titan, not even a single microbe. But that's exactly why scientists can't stop thinking about it. Because Titan asks one of the biggest questions we've ever faced. What if life doesn't have to look like Earth? Mars may become humanity's first new home, but Titan may become the world that changes how we understand life itself. This isn't the story of another moon. It's the story of a world, waiting beneath an orange sky, for the day humanity finally arrives. A world that should not exist. The more you learn about Titan, the stranger it becomes. If someone had described it before we discovered it, you'd think they were talking about science fiction. A moon, with clouds, rain, rivers, oceans, and weather. And yet, that's exactly what Titan is. For centuries, Titan was just a tiny orange dot orbiting Saturn, discovered in 1655 by Dutch astronomer Christian Huygens. It revealed none of the extraordinary world hidden beneath its haze. Then, in the 1970s, scientists noticed something remarkable. They couldn't see Titan's surface, not because their telescopes were weak, but because the moon was wrapped in a thick atmosphere that completely hid the world below. Imagine Earth covered by an endless orange fog. No continents, no oceans, no mountains, only mystery. Everything changed in 1997 when the Cassini-Huygens mission began. Its 7-year journey to Saturn. Its greatest goal wasn't Saturn itself. It was Titan. On January 14, 2005, the Huygens probe descended through the haze, becoming the first spacecraft to land on a moon beyond Mars. What it found changed everything. Hills, valleys, rounded stones, river channels carved by flowing liquid. For a moment, it looked like Earth, except those rivers had never carried water. They were carved by liquid methane. Cassini then spent 13 years mapping Titan with radar. It discovered enormous seas, vast lakes, towering dunes, mountains, storm clouds, and changing seasons. Titan wasn't a frozen wasteland. It was an active world. Then came the biggest surprise. Titan has a water cycle without water. On Earth, water evaporates, forms clouds, falls as rain, and returns to the oceans. On Titan, methane does the same. Methane evaporates, forms clouds, falls as rain, then flows through rivers back into methane seas. It's like Earth, rewritten with different chemistry. At minus 179 degrees Celsius, water becomes harder than rock. Titan's mountains are frozen water. Its boulders are ice. Even its sand is different. Scientists believe it's made from tiny organic particles that drift from the atmosphere and gather into giant dunes. A beach without sand, mountains without stone, oceans without water. Titan doesn't just challenge science. It challenges imagination. And despite everything we've learned, we've barely explored it. No human has walked there. No submarine has entered its seas. No aircraft has crossed its skies. We've only scratched the surface. But that's about to change, because engineers are building something unlike anything sent into deep space before. Not a rover, not an orbiter, not a lander, something that can fly. And it may become the machine that opens the door to humanity's future on Titan. The dragon that will lead humanity. Before the first human ever sets foot on Titan, someone else will arrive first. Not an astronaut, not a rover, a dragon. Well, not the mythical kind. Its name is Dragonfly. Imagine exploring Earth with a single rover. You land, drive a few kilometers, study nearby rocks. That's how we've explored Mars. But Titan is different. Titan doesn't want you to crawl. It wants you to fly. That sounds impossible. Titan is nearly 1.5 billion kilometers from the Sun, and cold enough to freeze almost everything. So how could anything fly there? The answer is its atmosphere. Mars has such thin air that NASA's Ingenuity helicopter had to spin its blades incredibly fast just to lift off. Titan is the opposite. Its atmosphere is 4 times denser than Earth's, while its gravity is only about 1/7 as strong. Flying there is remarkably easy. Some engineers have even joked that a human with artificial wings could glide through Titan's skies. Dragonfly is built for exactly that. Instead of driving, it will fly from one location to another, landing, collecting samples, then taking off again, exploring cliffs, dunes, frozen riverbeds, and ancient impact craters that no rover could ever reach. But Dragonfly isn't searching for little green aliens. It's searching for something even bigger. The answer to one of humanity's oldest questions. How does life begin? Every living thing on Earth began with chemistry. Before biology, there were atoms, molecules, and chemical reactions. Exactly how they became life remains one of science's greatest mysteries. Titan may preserve clues high above its surface. Sunlight breaks apart methane molecules. They reconnect into increasingly complex organic compounds that slowly fall through the orange haze like dark snow, covering the landscape with the ingredients for complex chemistry. Some scientists think Titan may preserve conditions similar to those on the Earth billions of years ago, a frozen time capsule our own planet no longer has. Yet one question remains. If Titan has so much organic chemistry, why isn't it alive? Or is it? There is no evidence of life today, but beneath kilometers of ice, scientists believe a vast ocean of liquid water may exist. Could microbes survive there? Or nothing at all? We simply don't know. Dragonfly may not answer every question, but every flight, every sample, and every image will guide the next generation of explorers. Because if humans ever build an outpost on Titan, it will be because a small robotic dragon crossed its orange skies first. And if we finally choose to follow, how do you survive on a world where the air can't be breathed, the seas can't be touched, and the cold can kill in moments? That's where our journey truly begins. How do you build a home on a world that wants to kill you? Imagine it's the year 2150. After decades of robotic missions and advances in space travel, humanity is finally ready, not to visit Titan, but to stay. The question is no longer, can we reach Titan? It's, how do we survive there? Because Titan is breathtaking, but also one of the most hostile worlds imaginable. Step outside without protection, and you would die, not because the atmosphere would crush you. It actually has slightly higher pressure than Earth's. The real enemy is the cold. At minus 179 degrees Celsius, your suit isn't just protecting you. It's fighting to keep every bit of heat inside your body. On Titan, warmth is life. The air is no safer. It's mostly nitrogen, with almost no oxygen. You could breathe, but your body would receive none of the oxygen it needs. Life simply isn't in the air. So where do you build your first home? Most likely, inside ice. On Titan, water ice is as hard as rock. Settlers could carve habitats into frozen mountains, using the ice as insulation and protection from the harsh environment. Step inside, and everything changes. Warm air, green plants, fresh food, children laughing. A small piece of Earth beneath an orange sky. But nothing exists by accident. Every breath must be recycled. Every drop of water reused. Every meal carefully grown. On Titan, there is no away. Everything becomes part of a closed life support system. Outside, the world is frozen. Inside, gardens bloom under artificial light, providing food and a reminder of home. Power would likely come from compact nuclear reactors, because sunlight at Titan is nearly 10 times weaker than on Earth. Without electricity, there is no heat. Without heat, there is no life. Even exploring would feel different. Titan's gravity is only 1/7 of Earth's. Heavy equipment becomes easier to carry. A single jump could send you floating far longer than expected. Over generations, people might move, work, and even play in completely new ways. But the hardest challenge may not be physical. It may be emotional. Earth would be more than 1 billion kilometers away. No quick visits. No rushing home. Distance wouldn't be measured in kilometers, but in moments you could never get back. Yet humanity has always crossed impossible frontiers. Across oceans, across continents, into space. Titan is simply the next step, because curiosity has always been stronger than fear. But surviving isn't the final goal. The real turning point comes later, the day the first child is born on Titan. Because in that moment, Titan stops being a colony and begins becoming a civilization. The first child born under Saturn. There is one moment, more important than the first landing, more important than the first habitat, more important than the first flag planted on Titan. It's the moment the first child opens their eyes and takes their first breath on another world. Because from that instant, Titan is no longer a place humans visit. It's a place where humans belong. For all of history, every language, civilization, invention, and dream began on Earth. But one day, that will no longer be true. Inside a warm habitat beneath Saturn, a baby will cry for the first time, and history will quietly divide itself into 2 chapters. Before humanity became a multi-world species, and after, that child would grow up seeing Saturn every day. To them, it wouldn't be extraordinary. It would simply be the planet in the sky, just as the moon is to us. Now imagine explaining Earth. Forests, rain, birds, blue skies, warm oceans. They might sound as unbelievable to a Titan-born child as methane seas sound to us. Even swimming could seem strange. People jump into oceans made of liquid water. For fun, on Titan, water isn't something you swim in. It's frozen into the ground beneath your feet. Growing up in Titan's low gravity could shape their bodies differently. They might become taller and lighter. Visiting Earth could feel like carrying an invisible weight, making our own planet seem alien. Their language would evolve too, with new words for methane storms, orange skies, and frozen landscapes. New traditions would follow, new holidays, a new culture beneath Saturn's rings. Then one day, a child might ask, "Have you ever been to Earth? How do you describe the smell of rain or waves crashing on a beach?" To someone who's never experienced them, some things can't be explained. They have to be lived. Perhaps Earth would become more than a home. It would become a birthplace, loved and remembered, but no longer where life happens. Then imagine that Titan-born child finally arriving on Earth. The gravity feels crushing, the sky impossibly blue. Birds sing overhead. Warm rain falls onto their face for the very first time. In that moment, they understand what their parents could never fully describe. Earth was never just another planet. It was a miracle. But once humanity builds one home beyond Earth, the question changes forever. No longer, can we live on another world? Instead, where do we go next? Because Titan isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning of a future reaching far beyond Saturn. And perhaps, one day, the stars themselves. The day humanity changed forever. Maybe none of us watching this video will ever stand on Titan. Maybe we'll never watch Saturn's rings stretch across an orange sky with our own eyes. And that's okay, because every generation has a frontier. There was a time when crossing an ocean seemed impossible. A time when humans believed flight belonged only to birds. A time when walking on the moon existed only in dreams. Until someone proved otherwise. Perhaps Titan is simply the next impossible dream. Not because it's easy, not because it's close, but because history has always belong to those willing to take one more step into the unknown. Somewhere on Earth today, a child is opening their eyes for the first time. They've never heard the word Titan. They've never seen Saturn through a telescope. Yet by the year 2150, that child, or perhaps their children, could become the first generation to call another world home. Think about that. For nearly 300,000 years, every human story, every civilization, every triumph, every heartbreak has unfolded on one planet, Earth. The moment humanity builds a permanent home on Titan, that chapter ends forever. From then on, human history will belong to more than one world. Perhaps centuries from now, someone born beneath Saturn's rings will look back at Earth, not as the edge of civilization, but as the place where civilization began. They'll tell stories of blue skies, warm oceans, birdsong, and rain made of water, the way we tell stories of the first explorers who crossed unknown seas. Because home was never just a place. It has always been where humanity chooses to build tomorrow. So the next time you look up and see Saturn shining in the night sky, remember this: you're not just looking at another world. You're looking at a future that may already be on its way. A future waiting beneath an orange sky for the first footsteps, the first laugh, the first child, the first city. And when that day finally comes, humanity won't just have reached Titan. We will have changed the meaning of the word world forever.